First race of the day, SX2 race 1. All 6 races count. 3 from yesterday, 3 today in that Paris, Prince of Paris classification. Gate's about to drop now. Over on the right-hand side, number 4, Luke Clout on the Bud Racing Kawasaki. A little bit lethargic, but it's Calvin Fonvielle who leads the way on the number 11. He gets the Milwaukee hole shot. But look at Luke Clout, nice and tight from 4th to 2nd in the blink of an eye. And he's already exactly where he needs to be. Saad Suleimani holding a nice tight line through that second corner. But where is Anthony Bourdon? Is that him in 5th position? I think it is on that Honda Motor Blues SR machine. We'll get him over the line here. Clout already to the lead at the start of the second lap. So Clout, Fonvielle, Jules Pietra, Cannon and Bourdon. And Bourdon slides his way into 3rd. Great move that, but Pietra looking to bounce back and get around the outside. Up the inside of him, maybe, if he can. Doesn't quite work out for him, though.
Yeah, and for Clout, just that inside, if you get off relatively clean and can sneak around that inside, he's been making that work all weekend long. He's a great starter anyway, but you know, between his quick lap times and also just the savviness to be able to move around that inside, he's put himself in good position. And yes, he's had a little bit of an edge in race 2 and race 3 over Bourdon, but I would say the starts have really been the biggest factor because you're talking about marginal differences. But Clout already has a 3-second lead over Bourdon. You're asking a lot to close that down in a short race.
Yeah.
We have less than 4 minutes plus a lap to go.
Into that, so just to the right where these guys here, that far rhythm section down the back into that left-hander. See the spark come off the foot peg there of Bourdon's Honda, where he obviously titanium onto maybe a little bit of hard dirt / rock. If they got that on a slow-mo, nothing fancy, but anyway, here is Luke Clout. He's not the Tiger King today.
No, bright though. Got some neon going on. But, I mean, Clout's a veteran at this point, right? This would be arguably the only race of the year. I don't know if it's arguable that he'd be racing a 250, 450 veteran, battling for Australian Supercross Championships, was on the podium at Stuttgart a week ago. So he has a lot of experience. And
that was on a 450.
Yeah. He had a lot of experience, not necessarily in Paris, but it all translates. And I think you've seen that comes to a race for the first time, has been running up front all weekend long, and really, outside of race 1 where he lost the lead, it's been basically flawless.
Well, obviously, if you are joining us for the first time, this SX2, this 250 class, is pretty much, it's got 2 prongs to it. It's part of the French Supercross Championship, which Calvin Fonvielle there on the red plate, number 11, currently leads over Michael Hicks. But it's also the Prince of Paris, so there'll be 2 separate podiums at the end of the night for the SX2 guys. 1 for the overall on the day and 1 for the overall Prince of Paris. So, but in terms of that Prince of Paris, the best 250 rider in this Paris Supercross, Luke Clout, currently on 4. He will move to 5 as he looks to take a win. Bourdon currently on 5. He will pick up a 3rd place finish. That will put him on 8. So there'll be a bit of breathing space there for Clout. But Clout is not escaping the clutches of the 2 Frenchmen.
Well, actually, I'm more impressed with Fonvielle. Like, Bourdon's closing the gap a little bit, but this is the closest he has been. It's really been a 1-2 kind of runaway after a couple laps in. You wonder if it's a lot of it because the track is brand new. So, like, the margins compress a little bit as far as just skill, and everybody can kind of go the same speed. But this is by far Calvin's best race of the weekend.
Minute and a half to go plus a lap in this 5-minute plus 1 lap. 2 of these races they get at this distance before a 9-minute plus a lap final race of the day and of the weekend, which will determine the Prince of Paris. But yeah, Luke Clout looking like he's responding here. Fonvielle can't escape the clutches of Bourdon. Bourdon saw this a couple of times yesterday, apart from the first race where he hounded down Luke Clout, made his way past and won by a 1.5 seconds in the end. But that was the rocket up the backside that the Australian needed, wasn't it? And what we saw in that first race yesterday when Bourdon followed and made the move, sometimes easier, well, most of the time it's easier to follow than it is to lead. And Clout was probably caught in that, am I doing everything okay, right, blah, 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 am I taking too much risk, not enough risk? And then, of course, when he found himself in 2nd in race 2, he was able to do what Bourdon did to him, follow him, stalk his prey, and obviously make the pass stick. And that seemed to be the sort of the icing on the cake as Bourdon charges down the inside of Fonvielle, takes 2nd with about 30 seconds plus a lap to go. And he's still very much in contention for this Prince title. And
Clout has changed 1 line, and they're coming up to it. He changed 1 line at the end of this next straightaway. He'll go to the inside here. And that was where he got passed in race 1 yesterday. Ever since then, you'll see him up the inside. He skips on, skips off. Ever since he switched that, he's really been in control since then. So Bourdon's line is really quick there. I just think he did a great job of identifying where he was passed. He's made a change, has never gone back, and really his results have never looked back either.
Look how choppy that right turn is at the end of the FMX jump there. Just you see the front end fighting there from Luke Clout.
Slippery as well.
And slippery, yeah. Day 2, moisture coming up through the ground. Yes, it's a little bit flatter, but the dirt kind of breathes differently inside here. You got the roof is closed, so just that moisture starting to come up all the time.
Yeah, and you can tell, like, this race, when you talk about 42 years of history, you're going to get a little bit of everything. I've raced this race and watched this race where it's hard packed, slippery, especially 80s and 90s, really hard. Then you went into the 2000s, ruddy, really treacherous, soft, and you just wonder if it's the precipitation levels coming in. What is the difference? But this is kind of a happy medium. Yes, a little bit tricky, but also there is traction.
2 corners to go. Are they getting ready for the checkered flag? Yes, they are. The white flag is about to come in here, and it's going to be Luke Clout who wins race 1 here, day 2. 3 wins in a row now, because he was second in race 1 yesterday, back-to-back wins in the final 2 races. He gets off to a winning start here, will extend his lead at the top of this